Good evening and welcome to our project presentation. Tonight, we will be presenting on quality management in manufacturing versus service industries. To the right, you can see the team members. My name is Stan, and I will kick us off with introducing quality management and how quality management is similar in manufacturing versus service industries. Ben will follow up with explaining how quality management is different in manufacturing versus service industries. Ian will introduce how the management industry organize themselves around quality, and Andrew will follow with how the service industry organize themselves around quality. Edwin will give us an example of quality in the manufacturing industry and the quality management strategy. Amanda is up next with giving an example of quality in the service industry with an overview of Starbucks and detailing their quality management strategy. Jacqueline will follow with another example of quality in the manufacturing industry and their quality management strategy. Finally, Luis will cover another example of the service industry and detail their quality management strategy. So, what is quality management? Quality management is the fact of overseeing all activities and tasks that must be accomplished to maintain a desired level of excellence. This includes the determination of a quality policy, creating and implementing quality planning and assurance, quality control, and quality improvement. And it can be referred to as total quality management or TQM. TQM requires that all stakeholders in a business work together to improve processes, products, services, and the culture of the company itself. TQM is a continual process of detecting and reducing or eliminating errors in manufacturing, streamlining supply chain management, improving the customer experience, and ensuring that employees are up to speed with training. TQM aims to hold all parties involved in the production process accountable for the overall quality of the final product or service. Both manufacturing and service industries utilize TQM to their advantage by implementing the four key components. Quality planning, the process of identifying the quality standards relevant to the project and deciding how to meet them. Quality improvement, which is the purposeful change of a process to improve the confidence or reliability of the outcome. Quality control, which is the continuing effort to uphold a process's integrity and reliability in achieving an outcome. And the quality assurance, which is the systematic or planned actions necessary to offer sufficient reliability so that a particular service or product will meet the specified requirements. Additionally, the process of quality management involves a collection of guidelines that are developed by a team to ensure that products and services that they produce are of the right standards or fit for their specified purpose. These guidelines include the process that starts when the organization sets quality targets to be met and which are agreed upon with the customer. The organization then defines how the targets will be measured. It takes the actions that are required to measure quality. It then identifies any quality issues that arise and initiates improvements. The final step involves reporting the overall level of the quality achieved. Lastly, I'd like to cover the similarities between quality management in service and manufacturing industries. Because you see, a strong quality management system helps to build customer trust and increase brand reputation, which is essential for long-term success in both manufacturing and services industries. Both industries aim to deliver consistent and satisfactory product services to customers. Both use similar tools, such as ISO standards, Six Sigma, and TQM, and customer satisfaction surveys. Both focus on continuous improvement and the elimination of defects. In both industries, the goal is to meet customer requirements, minimize defects, reduce costs, and increase efficiency. Additionally, in both manufacturing and services industries, quality management involves processes and procedures to ensure consistent and high quality output. This includes defining and setting quality standards, regularly monitoring and measuring performance against these standards, and making continuous improvements to enhance customer satisfaction. Next, we'll have Ben, who will cover the differences in quality management approach in service and manufacturing industries.
Awesome, thank you, Stanislav. And now I'm going to be introducing and going over my slides. How is quality management in manufacturing different from services? Okay, so let's start out. How is quality management different in manufacturing versus service industries? So one way to distinguish different business operations between various different industries is their quality management and how they conduct all of their business operations. So first off, in manufacturing, in the manufacturing sector, usually quality managers are usually focused on the scheduling of the activities that are required to transform the raw materials they get into finished goods that can later be sold on the market. Examples of manufacturing businesses can include, but are not limited to, automotive companies, bakeries, and tailors. Basically anything that is creating a product that will be used by a consumer. In the supply chain, the manufacturer is the one who creates the goods that are to be sold by sellers or service providers. Alright, and on the other hand, service management is focused on the goal of scheduling workers so that they're available to deal with the constantly changing consumer demand. Examples of service businesses can include, but are not limited to, airlines, banking, computer services, and motion pictures. Basically any company that is selling a product to a consumer. So in the supply chain, you can think of the manufacturer as the one who produces the goods, and then after the manufacturer, it goes to the distributor, and after the distributor, it goes to the service, whoever's selling the product. So from A to B to C, basically. In the supply chain, the manufacturer then passes the goods along to a distributor and to a retail seller in the service industry. Alright, so let's start out with an example of a manufacturing business. I chose Ford Motor Company. Now, Ford's management style is mainly focused on three aspects that are crucial for long-term growth. First, market penetration to overcome socioeconomic barriers for products globally. So this basically means overcoming any barriers they have, such as religious, economic, cultural, basically to get their products to the market globally, not just domestically. Product development of certain products that they think will be appealing and create a high degree of satisfaction for the consumer base they are trying to appeal to. And lastly, market development of several different lineups of automobiles that are all tailored for different consumers' preferences. So this means that they'll develop all different kinds of cars, from sedans to electrics to pickup trucks, to hatchbacks to midsizes, basically whatever the consumer wants. The intensive strategies that Ford uses are created to support organizational growth. Usually this growth strategy involves producing new products to consumers to help them increase sales revenue. Ford applies R&D. Now what R&D stands for is research and development. So basically they do research and development investments for new products. One example being the all-electric Ford Focus Electric, which is meant to appeal to people who want an electric vehicle. This style of management Ford uses is highly beneficial, and it has allowed the company to be propelled into a well-known automobile manufacturer because of its highly intensive growth strategy and successful management practices, which are aligned with its main goal to overcome other market competition and get the maximum sales revenue it can. Okay, alright, let's finish this off with one service business example as well. For this one, I chose Southwest Airlines. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Southwest Airlines brand, and usually when you think of it, you think of a high quality and high class airplane brand that's well known for its exceptional customer service. But how did this come to be? Well, when the airline was founded in the 1960s, it was up against a lot of competition globally and domestically. However, the founding management team also began to ponder how they could set themselves apart from their competition. This solution would be referred to as the management style that is focused on servant leadership. Servant leadership basically refers to the practice of looking after their constituents instead of doing what's best for the organization or business. This includes offering top routes and destinations along with exceptional customer service that would have passengers associate happy memories or a great experience with the airline and keep them coming back as faithful customers for future destinations. Innovative leadership, exceptional customer management of non-human resources, and a clear vision have all been hallmark elements with respect to Southwest Airlines' success. However, this does not only apply to customers, but also their employees. Studies from the University of Oxford show employees who are happy at their job go out of their way to make customers happy as well. A happy worker is proven to be about 13% more productive at their job. Examples of Southwest looking out for their employees is by offering paid time off, giving health insurance benefits, auto insurance, and free flights. Moreover, they also are able to work with their employees and give them the schedules they want, depending on if they're a stay-at-home dad, or if they need help with childcare. If they have someone who's sick, they can take paid time off. And lastly, I wanted to end this by showing a video below with former President Colleen Barrett that you guys can check out, where she discusses the importance of servant leadership model and taking care of its consumers before others. Alright, and now I'm going to pass it over to Ian, and he's going to go over how the manufacturing industry organized themselves around quality.
Good evening, my name is Ian Lumsden, and tonight I will be presenting how the manufacturing industry organized themselves around quality. Quality management in manufacturing can trace its roots back to medieval Europe, where craftsmen began organizing into unions called guilds in the late 13th century. These guilds were responsible for developing strict rules for product and service quality. Inspection committees enforced the rules by marking flawless goods with a special mark or symbol. Today, one of the most critical factors of success for any organization depends on how effective it is at managing the quality of products and processes. Company quality strategies are constantly being refined and improved to fully optimize the use of people, processes, and technology so that they generate the output that their clients desire. The way quality is structured within an organization has a lot to do with the effectiveness of quality management. There are many ways quality can be structured, from centralized through decentralized and models in between. Quality management was originally initiated in the manufacturing industry. It is now widely applied in the manufacturing and service industries, with copious amounts of written research into quality implementation in both sectors. Management involvement is a critical factor in obtaining quality and implementing quality management. This is due to the complexity of the many relationships in the business between the employees and the customers. The birth of total quality in the United States was in direct response to a quality revolution in Japan following World War II, as major Japanese manufacturers converted from producing military goods for internal use to producing civilian goods for trade. At first, Japan had a widely held reputation for shoddy exports, and their goods were shunned by international markets. This led Japanese organizations to explore new ways of thinking about quality. The Japanese welcomed input from foreign companies and lecturers, including 2 American quality experts. W. Edwards Deming, who had become frustrated with American managers when most programs for statistical quality control were terminated once the war and government contracts came to an end. And Joseph M. Duran, who predicted the quality of Japanese goods would overtake the quality of goods produced in the United States by the mid-1970s because of Japan's revolutionary rate of quality improvement. Rather than relying purely on product inspection, Japanese manufacturers focused on improving all organizational processes through the people that use them. As a result, Japan was able to produce higher quality exports at lower prices, benefiting consumers throughout the world. As years passed, price competition declined while quality competition continued to increase. The chief executive officers of major U.S. corporations stepped forward to provide personal leadership in the quality movement. The U.S. response, emphasizing not only statistics but approaches that embrace the entire organization, became known as Total Quality Management, TQM. Several other quality initiatives followed. The ISO 9000 series of quality management standards, for example, were published in 1987. The Baldrige National Quality Program and the Malcolm Baldrige National Quality Award were established by the U.S. Congress the same year. American companies were at first slow to adapt the standards, but eventually came on board.
Thank you, Ian. My name is Andrew Yim, and I'll be talking about how the service industry has organized themselves around quality. Over the years, the service industry has grown a lot, and that is due to the rise of productivity of the agricultural and manufacturing industries. They had seen a significant growth in their productivity, and this required less and less people to work those jobs. So since they didn't need the manpower as much anymore, they were free to work careers that they wanted to, get an education, and work certain industries that they were not able to work before. This required a lot more people to work other jobs, providing a service and increasing the quality over time. As you can see in the graph here, we can see that the goods providing sector is staying stagnant while the service providing sector is increasing as more and more people need jobs other than the goods providing service. The organization and emphasis on quality really can date back to the manufacturing eras of the Middle Ages and Industrial Revolution. I know Ian already touched on this a little bit, but that emphasis on quality really can date back to those times when they were focusing on making the best product to sell to consumers. Now, I'd say while the quality of the goods are still really high, that is not the only thing that is important in business models. Customer satisfaction, I say, plays a huge part into the goal of service, because making sure that the customer is satisfied so that the company can earn more and more business. Keeping customers while making the most profit right now, I'd say, is the number one business models. And that really can be broken down into 5 parts. The tangibility, providing them with the experience that they kind of can hold on to and remember. Reliability, making sure that the company is reliable and that customers can keep coming back to them. That responsiveness, making sure that responding quickly and efficiently. And we have assurance, making sure that the customer feels reassured. And then we have empathy, where we're making sure that the customer feels heard and that we can understand where they're coming from and why they're feeling the way they are. In the next graphic, you can really see how it's broken down into those 5 parts and shows how it plays into customer satisfaction. And now I'll hand it over to Edwin.
Andrew, thank you for the introduction. Hello, fellow classmates. I will be providing an example of a manufacturing company and detail their quality management strategies. The company I will be discussing is Apple. Let's get into the slides. Quality management has become an essential part in most industries, especially in a manufacturing company. Big corporations and companies pay a lot of money to have proper quality and management systems implemented into their companies. Quality has become an essential part of having an efficient and successful company. Manufacturing industries follow principles that are part of the ISO quality standards. Some of those standards are the seven standard principles, which are customer focus, leadership, engagement, process improvement, evidence, and relationship management. An example of a manufacturing consumer electronics company we are all familiar with is Apple Incorporation. Apple has become one of the leading corporations in the electronics industry. Most people own or have an Apple product in their household. Thanks to a good quality policy and management team, Apple continues to grow and increase revenue and consumers' use yearly. I personally have an Apple device and will continue to be an Apple consumer. They have developed softwares and product that makes them cross-friendly and easy to navigate. The display on most devices make it easy to use. They are fast and reliable. We as consumers do not see internally how they operate or manufacture the devices. If we don't see how many people are involved in creating the devices we use on a regular basis. We only get to see the final product and how handy it is. Apple Incorporation uses a concept called Total Quality Management, also known as TQM, which is the process of detecting and reducing errors that arise in the process of manufacturing. This helps the company keep every employee committed to maintaining a high standard of work. They use this system to keep the employees satisfied and motivated by communicating with all employees of what they are doing and how the company is doing. It helps create an open and diverse culture of work environment. It gives all employees the opportunity to have a saying. They work or have expert managers manage the rest of the experts. They believe in having an expert manager instead of having a manager lead and train him to be an expert. Apple has been divided into sections where their leaders possess three key leadership skills, which are to meaningfully engage, willingness to collaborate and debate on functions. Due to this, Apple continues to innovate their product and their company. They focus on making sure they meet their customer needs and demands to help develop the best product of their consumers. Apple is able to keep a lot of their customers satisfied due to their focus on quality management by ensuring that their employees stay motivated. They communicate with both their employees and their customers on a daily basis to ensure their product's quality is being met. They also offer their customers with programs for replacements, exchange, repairs, and recalls. They make sure their customers are able to locate an Apple store or a certified technician where people can go and ask questions on their products. They provide online support or in person. They have technical support 24/7, which makes it reliable for customers to get information at any time. They focus on the benefits of the customers to ensure they are satisfied and well taken care of. Not only will they help people set up their devices or sell them devices, but they will also train customers how to manage or operate their products. They show people how to set up an online storage or make their phone easy to use. Apple drives on keeping their loyal customers and employees happy. Their statement is to keep people stay connected no matter how far they are. They motivate their customers to buy Apple electronics to make their life easy to navigate. Not everyone is tech savvy, however, they make the process easy. Apple is not the only company that has a unique quality management system and strategies. There are many other manufacturing industries that have their own ways of managing. However, all companies make sure they follow the ISO standards and have good implementation of a quality system in play. For example, they follow the 5 S's, which stands for sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. Sort means to eliminate unnecessary items from the workspace. Set in order means to arrange items so that they are easy to use, find, and put away. Shine stands for keep the items and working neat and clean. Standardizing means creating a consistent approach to tasks and procedures. And finally, Sustain means to make a habit of maintaining the correct procedures. Apple is also included within those companies of following the 5 S's. Companies that lack quality are usually unsuccessful, especially in a manufacturing industry, or will not have a high revenue or consumers. A company is always as good as their product. The higher quality and properly organized system the company has, the more successful the company will be. In many cases, companies spend a lot of money to have the proper managers and quality personnel to have an innovative company that will continue to grow and gain profit. Now that I provided an example of a manufacturing company and how they deal with quality management, Amanda will provide an example of the service industry and their quality management strategies.
Good evening. My name is Amanda Diaz, and I will be discussing Starbucks as an example of the service industry and their quality management strategy. Starbucks was established in 1971. They opened their first store in Seattle's Pikes Place Market, Washington. Today, they are one of the world's largest chain of coffee houses. Starbucks' mission is to inspire and nurture the human spirit. One person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Quality is the ability of a product to meet the customer's needs. Quality means everything to Starbucks, and they take measures to ensure that top quality is being maintained throughout the entire operation until delivery to the satisfied customer. The Starbucks experience was created as part of Starbucks quality management through a competitive dimension when it was established. It all began with dark roasting coffee beans and selling them to the public, which eventually led to serving coffee and espresso drinks. At this time, they were entering into a niche market for this type of coffee. Although it took several years for growth to occur as we know it today, the Starbucks experience has been at its center, revolving around their customer. Their goal is to target their customer to position itself as third place in their lifestyle. Spending time will occur first at home, second at work, and third at Starbucks. To achieve this goal, Starbucks designs their locations strategically with customers in mind, offering comfortable seating, electronic equipment capabilities, and a no smoking policy to ensure everyone is comfortable. As a customer, it's important to know what to expect and be able to have that expectation met every single time you purchase a beverage at Starbucks. Realizing that you may be paying a few more bucks than you would for a cup of coffee from, say, McDonald's. If you are familiar with Starbucks and perceive the company in a positive light, you are willing to pay more for the brand as it has built that reputation and is one that customers can rely on as they enjoy the Starbucks experience. This is important because reliability, familiarity, and quality are important to the customer, and Starbucks aims to achieve this by implementing these into their quality process. The keys to quality services and how Starbucks manages these are: number one, how well the services are designed and produced. Starbucks takes extensive consumer quality measures. They have dark roasted coffee that is made from high quality gourmet coffee beans grown in developing countries. They nurture relationships with coffee farmers and the community to create good coffee for everyone. There are a few different roasts to match the customer's taste preference, with each roast having a distinct flavor. They utilize super automatic espresso machines, and they always serve fresh ground coffee. They have well-designed and welcoming coffee shops. They are moving to using more sustainable coffee beans and ones that are also ethically sourced. In addition, they utilize strawless lids for strides towards environmentally friendly products. Customers and partners perceive this as responsible and something they can support. Number two, managing the service process. Through extensive employee training, Starbucks improves customer service reliability. Employees are partners and go through 24 hours of training on making a quality cup of coffee to learn about the varieties Starbucks offers. They offer a higher wage than the industry average, healthcare benefits, and company stock to its partners. They grind fresh beans for each order, which doubles as it offers a pleasant aroma for customers entering the store. Customer perception and experience and it also welcomes a reaction from a customer. New espresso machines are used that are lower so the customer can see their drink being made. This offers transparency for the customer to view their drink being made. Focusing on quality over speed, having the customer feel as though they are important and valued by taking time to make their custom order. Starbucks aims at accommodating the varied lifestyles of the not-so-traditional customer. They offer a sense of belonging where everyone is welcome. Number 3, matching customer expectations to the product. An abundance of care and quality goes into Starbucks coffee. They are able to select partners who can assist with fulfilling this goal. Starbucks provides rich and flavorful coffee that is rated some of the best, and customers know what they can expect through reputation and previous experience. Starbucks has a quality table that includes customers' requirements gathered through research and interactions as they strive to meet all requirements. They solicit direct feedback at the counter via comment cards, the Starbucks Customer Connections website, questionnaires on the Corporate Social Responsibility Report, all in order to gauge the customer's actual service experience. This allows continuous improvement of products and services offered by Starbucks. Customers' voices are being heard and changes are being implemented to meet the customer's needs. This is an example of total quality management as they implement continual process improvement. Number 4, preparing for the exceptions. Starbucks has a promise. Your drink should be perfect every time. If not, let them know and they will make it right. Starbucks employs a quality control system for less than perfect results. They promise to deliver a cup of coffee that meets customers' expectations or it will be remade to their satisfaction. Correcting flaws as soon as they occur or as soon as possible is an example of a service recovery strategy, which is training and empowering their frontline workers to solve a problem immediately. Quality may mean different things to different people and businesses, but it is crucial to define quality expectations in order to employ effective and efficient operations. In scenarios where the quality does not meet the expectations of a customer, it must be remedied to meet the quality expectation immediately. Starbucks has carefully thought out and implemented process from the beginning of their operation to delivery of the product to the customer, while managing and maximizing the highest quality service. When you walk in the door or go through a drive-thru at Starbucks, you know exactly what you can expect is what is going to be customized and delivered to your satisfaction. Up next is Jacqueline, and she will be providing an example of a manufacturing industry and their quality management strategy.
Thanks, Amanda. Hello, everyone. This is Jackie, and I'm going to talk about Toyota today. Toyota is a great example of a company that uses best practices in quality management. Toyota's focus has been on quality and the customer since the inception of the company. Toyota's philosophy of customer first, quality first has kept them successful. A Toyota staff member visiting the U.S. in the 1950s toured the Ford company and was impressed by their production system. Toyota expanded on this system at their own factories and became the standard for quality management. Another influence from the U.S. was the staff member's visit to a grocery store. He was impressed how the aisles were organized and people could pick inventory as needed, and then that inventory was replaced as it was used. Toyota's philosophy is based on the 4 Ps: philosophy, people, problem solving, and process. Toyota's management system has been replicated in other business sectors, including aerospace and the healthcare industry. The company places a strong emphasis on Kaizen for productivity and efficiency. Kaizen can be translated to continuous improvement. The hospital where I previously worked used Kaizen along with lean methods to identify and correct processes that could cause harm, waste supplies, or just to eliminate unnecessary steps in day-to-day operations. Toyota applies Kaizen to every area of their manufacturing process. Toyota encourages employees to have pride and ownership in their work by being active participants in ensuring quality work. This thinking leads to less waste, fewer mistakes, and a product the company can be proud of. Employees are encouraged to share ideas for improvement and are rewarded if their ideas are put into use. Toyota created the Creative Suggestion Program in 1951 so that employees could share ideas for improvement. To date, employees have made over 50 million suggestions. Any employee on the Toyota line can pull a cord and halt production if there is a problem or they think a part is not meeting quality standards. This process means that issues are found sooner than later and can be solved before manufacturing is complete. This saves time and money because the quality of the product is being continuously reviewed. Jidoka, or automation with the human hand, means that every part starts out being built by hand. It is then subjected to tests, revisions, until it is deemed ready for production. This ensures a safe, quality product. Toyota also uses the just-in-time production method. It only produces the number of cars that will be purchased during a period. This keeps inventory low and aids in preventing waste, which overproduction is often the cause. When a part is used, only that part is replaced in inventory. This keeps inventory and production in balance. One innovative way that they managed to make production more efficient was the move to side-by-side production instead of a bumper-to-bumper assembly line. This resulted in a need for over 30% less space and 50% less staff on that site. It made it easier for workers to access the parts that needed to be worked on. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Next up is Luis. He will be presenting an example within the service industry.
We have already established that a quality management system, or QMS, is collectively the group of business processes that focus on meeting customer expectations consistently. For Delta, this is more complex given the different divisions and business segments operating under the corporate umbrella. Therefore, the service quality for Delta is a multidimensional concept based on internal and external perspectives. The internal perspective focuses on tangible and measurable assessments, activities that are conducted in a consistent, safe, and fair manner, while the external concept is concerned about the expectations and satisfaction perceived by its customers. Each concept is measured individually and set with separate quality management systems and safety management systems where applicable. Given the market Delta Airlines operates in, they are subject to compliance from different government agencies, including the U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Aviation Authority, the National Transportation Safety Board, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Transportation Security Administration, Customs and Border Protection, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Each agency has specific quality requirements, but most endorse the quality standards molded by ISO 9001, AS 9100, Six Sigma, and CMMI, which are subject to conformity assessments periodically via third-party audits. As a service operator, and in accordance with ISO 9001, quality management principles apply to IOSA QMP, Delta Airlines is tasked with establishing a QMS focused on customers as well as their own organization's requirements. The quality management system is broken into policy, quality manual, procedures, and training. QMS components include management responsibility, resource management, product realization, measure analysis and improvement, as well as regulatory requirements. Management responsibility is tasked with developing quality objectives and measurable targets consistent with the quality policy. Resource management focuses on human resources, infrastructure, and the work environment. Product realization oversees sales review, product design, purchasing, calibration, and execution of service. Lastly, for regulatory requirements, quality audits focus on maintenance, ground operations, flight operations, training, and subcontracting. These principles are safeguarded by their three core rules. Rules of the road, which outline expectations for modeling leadership, the way we fly, which are basic expectations, trust, dignity, respect, common sense, and good judgment, and the Code of Ethics, which are standards for business conduct for all stakeholders. Aligned with these principles, Delta has sought to implement various tech-enabled initiatives geared toward customer satisfaction. Some of these include cost cutting, matching demand and supply, and increased quality of customer service. By seeking customer input, listening attentively, and implementing changes, this is achieved through Net Promoter Scores, which are obtained via survey ratings requested to customers upon completion of their trips. They've even come up with a way to team up with Starbucks with a program where customers can link their Delta Sky miles and Starbucks rewards to earn both miles and Starbucks stars.
Quality management is embraced by both the manufacturing and the service industries as a way of providing measurable quality goods and services to their respective customers. From their early roots in the guilds of the 1300s to modern methods such as the ISO protocols, Six Sigma, and TQM, quality management is something most companies feel gives them a competitive advantage. In our presentation, we've looked at how quality management is similar and different in manufacturing versus service industries. While the two industries certainly organize themselves differently around quality, we find that both industries, and many others, utilize quality management protocols to ensure they are delivering a quality good or service to maximize their customer satisfaction and revenue generation. In our opinion, quality management should be part of a business's process. While certain industry-specific issues arise, most follow a simple list of the following. Number 1, customer focused. The customer ultimately determines the level of quality, no matter what an organization does to foster quality improvement, training employees, integrating quality into the design process, or upgrading computers or software. The customer determines whether the efforts were worthwhile. Number 2, total employee involvement. All employees participate in working toward common goals. Total employee commitment can only be obtained after fear has been driven from the workplace, when empowerment has occurred, and when management has provided the proper environment. High-performance work systems integrate continuous improvement efforts with normal business operations. Self-managed work teams are one form of empowerment. Number 3, process-centered. A fundamental part of TQM is the focus on process thinking. A process is a series of steps that take inputs from suppliers, internal or external, and transform them into outputs that are delivered to customers, internal or external. The steps required to carry out the process are defined, and performance measures are continuously monitored in order to detect unexpected variation. Number 4, integrated system. Although an organization may consist of many different functional specialties often organized into vertically structured departments, it is the horizontal processes interconnecting these functions that are the focus of TQM. Microprocesses add up to larger processes, and all processes aggregate into the business processes required for defining and implementing strategy. Everyone must understand the vision, mission, and guiding principles, as well as the quality policies, objectives, and critical processes of the organization. Business performance must be monitored and communicated continuously. An integrated business system may be modeled after the Baldrige Award criteria and/or incorporate the ISO 9000 standards. Every organization has a unique work culture, and it is virtually impossible to achieve excellence in its products and services unless a good quality culture has been fostered. Thus, an integrated system connects business improvement elements in an attempt to continually improve and exceed the expectations of customers, employees, and other stakeholders. Number 5, strategic and systematic approach. A critical part of the management of quality is the strategic and systematic approach to achieving an organization's vision, mission, and goals. This process, called strategic planning or strategic management, includes the formulation of a strategic plan that integrates quality as a core component. Number 6, continual improvement. A large aspect of TQM is continual process improvement. Continual improvement drives an organization to be both analytical and creative in finding ways to become more competitive and more effective at meeting stakeholder expectations. Number 7, fact-based decision making. In order to know how well an organization is performing, data on performance measures are necessary. TQM requires that an organization continually collect and analyze data in order to improve decision-making accuracy, achieve consensus, and allow prediction based on past history. Communications is the last one, number 8. During times of organizational change, as well as part of day-to-day operation, effective communications plays a large part in maintaining morale and in motivating employees at all levels. Communications involve strategies, methods, and timeliness. Quality management helps the business create better products and services, which in turn helps produce satisfied customers, increase revenue, and repeat customers. It's important to remember that quality management should be an integral part of every business. And as W. Edwards Deming said, quality is everyone's responsibility. On behalf of our team, we hope that you enjoyed our presentation and learned a lot. Thank you for joining us.